Clement's Homebrew coming at ya with a beer review. I have not done a beer review in weeks. I've been sick for 2 weeks, and oh man, it's not been nice. But I feel well enough today. I got active today. I'm not completely clear, but I think I could actually get a nose on a beer, and that's a great thing, because I've got a beer that I've been asked to do right away, and this one comes from Paul Wicksteed from Time for Another One, and this is none other than the Vandal NZ IPA. That's right, and you've seen this on his show if you watch his stuff. If you haven't, you should check Paul out. This one is from Panhead Custom Ales out of Wellington, New Zealand. So another NZ beer here. I'm kind of excited, and look at that. I mean, is that not a fantastic label? You know, with the truck there, craziness going on there. It reminds me of these stickers that I had as a kid with these crazy truck things, you know. Really great artwork, some fun stuff. I think they like their old cars. I've seen their Facebook page. So let's get this one cracked open. Interestingly enough, they don't call this an Imperial IPA or a double, even though it's 8%. They just call it an IPA. So, but take a look at that. You know, wow. Okay, so it's not clear. I don't have any issue with that, but it's got a nice head on there. That's a beautiful off-white head, I would say. Little pillowy on top, medium-sized bubbles. It's got a nice orange hazy color to it. Beautiful amber orangey. Let's get a nose. Woo! Can you say grapefruit? Oh yeah. Oh, I get some nice breadiness to this, as well as some good grapefruit. I get some lemon on it, a hint of tropical. Oh, but kind of a little bit of orange too, a slight marmalade kind of aroma in it. Oh man, I've needed something like this. Oh man, I'm getting some nice herbal. Now this is getting along in the tooth, as I understand. But I get some nice herbal stuff, but this herbal breadiness. So with just a hint of dankness on it, just a hint, but some nice aromas coming off this. Very hoppy beer. I'm loving it. So cheers. Let's dive in. Oh, I like it. I like it. You know, I think it's in a way. Trying to do a little bit of the West Coast IPA kind of a taste, but it's got its own unique flavor. I mean, it has a little bit of herbal earthiness going on, and that probably is due to the age, certainly. But there's a lot of grapefruit. There's a bit of lemon citrus on there, some lemon rind. Really nice. A little bit of breadiness, just like in the nose. Yeah, I think that they used... I'm not sure, you guys can correct me, I think they used some Nelson Sauvin in this. You definitely get that character of the Nelson Sauvin hops, which are really poignant. They kind of pucker your mouth a bit and bring some of that lemon and grassy notes. And I definitely get some of that in the beer, because I also get grapefruit rind, and I get some orange and grapefruit. It has an interesting bitterness to it. It's not a strong or harsh bitterness, it's definitely there. And it kind of hangs on and builds a bit. I would say that it masks the 8% pretty well. You feel like the strength is in the bitterness. You're not feeling like the strength is in the alcohol, but at 8%, it's a fairly strong beer. It's not leaving a lot of lacing or anything. If I give it a swirl though, you'll see that the head builds back really nice. And that's quite appealing after a couple weeks of no beer and being sick. This is wonderful, just wonderful. All right, I'm going to take a moment and we'll come back and we'll put some numbers to this. It's about 8:15 at night. It is so pleasant here. You can hear the frogs getting happy out there. It's mating season. They're in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. All right, it's time to rate this IPA. It's a pretty big beer. It doesn't really dry out, and maybe moderately so, and there's a lot of residual sweetness on it, which is quite interesting. But a little bit long in the tooth, of course. The hops and things are getting old. and they're moving into those herbal sides, I would say, which is unfortunate, but nonetheless I think is very pleasurable. So judging with what I've got in IPA, I'm going to give it an 85. It's right in that B category. It's a really pleasant beer for sure. I bet fresh this is a real winner for sure. Overall though, surprisingly, I'm actually going to move up a little bit, a couple notches, because it's hitting some happy buttons, and might be because I haven't had any beer, but it has some of those really fun flavors, just a little bit of dankness, kind of an interesting marmalade orangish type flavor, but with some bitterness coming on. It makes an interesting mix on the beer. Very fun indeed. I love different, and this has got some different tastes and shakes. I had one other New Zealand beer, and so it reminds me a little bit of that. So maybe because of the Nelson Sauvin in there, maybe the water, who knows. But very pleasurable for sure. Overall, I'm giving this an 87. If you're lucky enough to have a friend in New Zealand that sends you beer, and I'm very appreciative, Paul, thank you so much. I owe you again. And look at that though. What a cool bottle. Isn't that awesome? I'm just loving it. Great beer for a lovely evening, sitting out in a warm evening. This is Kevin from Clement's Own Brew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you in the next beer review.